I don't think you have any notion of the true strengths and depths of the opposition to our work. There's the whole medical establishment, of course, baying to send Freud to the auto da fe. But that's as nothing compared to what happens when our ideas begin to trickle through in whatever garbled form they're relayed to the public. The denials, the frenzy, the incoherent rage.
But might that not be caused by your insistence on the exclusively sexual interpretation of the clinical material?
All I'm doing is pointing out what experience indicates to me must be the truth. And I can assure you that in 100 years' time, our work will still be rejected. Columbus, you know, had no idea what country he'd discovered. Like him, I'm in the dark. All I know is I've set foot on the shore, and the country exists.
I think of you more as Galileo, and your opponents as those who condemned him, while refusing even to put their eye to his telescope.
Velkommen til en kort særudsendelse af Filmz TV, hvor vi kigger nærmere på tilblivelsen af David Cronenbergs A Dangerous Method, som handler om mødet mellem to af det 20. århundredes største tænkere, Carl Jung og Sigmund Freud. Cronenbergs seneste film havde premiere sidste torsdag, og Scanbox har været så venlige at sende os en række interviews med filmens bagmænd og skuespillere, samt en række klip for optagelserne, som vi selv har klippet sammen til en lille mini-dokumentar.
I play Sabina Spielrein, who was a patient of Dr. Jung. She was the first patient that he used what was called the talking cure on, which was a theory, a kind of method that Freud had come up with. There were various rumours at the time of that Jung was having this affair with this patient and student, and he got very freaked out by it, so he denied everything. What I found fascinating about the whole story was that it was the beginning of psychoanalysis. It's so much a part of our culture, and even sort of words like ego or complex or anything like that, it's words that we don't think about using today. Whereas then it was right at the beginning, and they were discovering a whole new way of treating people.
The words that we use today, introvert and extrovert, I mean, they're sort of things that we take for granted now, but back then, people didn't really think of that or sort of comprehend it. It was sort of like everybody moved as one lump, whereas he had this idea that you need to find yourself as an individual before you finally can sort of access your full potential. The fact of the matter is that he was just sort of open to really kind of anything, whereas Freud was very much set in one sort of form of psychology, this idea that all neurosis essentially springs from a sexual origin. And I think Jung has a problem with that.
You see the basis of their quick and easy early friendship, but you also see this the basis of what later is their discord.
There's a rumor running around Vienna that you've taken one of your patients as a mistress.
It's absolutely untrue.
Well, of course it is. So I've been telling everyone.
What's being said?
I don't know. But the woman's been bragging about it. That somebody's sending out anonymous letters. Usual sort of thing. Bound to happen sooner or later. It's an occupational hazard.
Yes. I hope I'd never be stupid enough to get emotionally involved with a patient.
These people were incredibly intellectual and charismatic and articulate. They were also very passionate, and their passion came through their articulation and their theories and their abstract thoughts, and really quite fascinating people. And a fantastic story.
Action.
David Cronenberg, he goes, yes, I believe that you can do this. And you go, okay. And somehow you do. And it's incredibly exciting. So it's the arduousness and the difficulties, it makes you feel alive.
He's refined the art of movie making to the point where it looks deceptively easy. It's tranquil. People are having a laugh, they're having a good time. It's wonderful to work with him. It's great to be back working with him. There's no director that has a better process, both for the crew, for himself, and for the actors. I mean, I did what I always do in one sense. I read everything I could possibly find that Freud had written, that others had written about Freud, what Jung had written, what they had written to each other, their letters, what Sabina had written, what her ideas were, how much credit she was given or not by Jung, by Freud.
Viggo is, he's fearless. I mean, once he's committed to do a role, there's nothing will stop him, from doing it immaculately and with great depth. I really felt that Michael was a gift, because once again, you need someone who, with that mustache, with the glasses, feels like Jung, as we know him from at least still photographs of the period, and his bearing, and his use of language. And Michael was, I think it's really a magnificent, beautifully subtle performance that will, well, you hope people will recognize the range that Michael has.
How it enhances David's film, but again, I'm sure the challenge of David enhances Howard's music. So I think it's something that works very, very well for them both. And I can't see David ever making a film without wanting Howard to do the score.
Over the years, we've refined our work and how we make decisions, and the collaboration's very intuitive, and we've known each other a long time. So I think as David is making his films in a very precise way, I'm also, through the experience I've had in making films, also trying to match my experience to his and compose music that also has the precision and the detail that he's put into the film. I like to work around the edges of the drama, and I like to let the scenes unfold on screen in a natural way. And with music and composition, you can bring out the subtext of the story. You can discuss things in the music that not necessarily are on the screen.
Det var alt for denne gang på Filmz TV, men vi satser på at levere flere ekstra godter i løbet af sommermånederne. I august vender vores ugentlige program tilbage med anmeldelserne af alle de nyeste premierefilm. På gensyn. Husk, at du kan finde alle vores tidligere Filmz TV-udsendelser på Filmz under Filmz TV-fanebladet, og også på videovideo.dk, i iTunes og via vores gratis video-app.